Hi, I'm Grace Chamolu from Product Management Festival. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the information session for the Product Management Executive Program. At any time during the session, please feel free to send in any questions that you have on the chat window to the side of your screen. I have a few slides to share with you so we can talk about the program in more detail, and then we'll be sure to save some time at the end for your questions. What is the Product Management Executive Program? It's an accelerated executive level leadership development and advanced product management program and is brought to you by Product Management Festival and INSEAD. What I'm going to cover today in this session is what the program is for, what the program is about, what the benefits are, who is teaching, a schedule, as well as some of the feedback we received and the application process. For those of you who don't know us, Product Management Festival is an organization whose mission is to amplify the impact of product management globally, not only the products themselves, but also on their organizations, and to help product managers be more successful. We have been hearing from the people we meet through our annual conferences and local initiatives that there was a desire and need for more resources and training, not just for the standard product management and leadership topics, but also for areas more relevant at the executive level. As product managers' careers progress, their roles shift to start focusing on more strategic areas, such as shaping and influencing the organization. Therefore, the standard product management education becomes insufficient at this point. And so we partnered with INSEAD, a leader in executive education and the #1 ranked international business school 2 years in a row by the Financial Times. In this program, you will gain the tools, knowledge, and know-how to lead effectively and to amplify your impact on the organization. Our upcoming program is April 1st through 5th in Fontainebleau, France, which is just right outside of Paris. The programs are all held at the INSEAD campuses, and so this one will be on their Europe campus. We do have a couple more seats left for this program, and I will discuss how to apply for the program in a few minutes. But the next program after that will be September 2nd through 6th, also just outside of France. If you are interested in a program that is on the INSEAD Singapore campus, please do let us know, and the email address is exec@productmanagementfestival.com. I'll make a mention here that each program is independent of the other, and so you don't need to travel for both programs or go to different campuses in order to complete them. This program is for current and rising product management executives. It will be relevant to those who are transitioning into the executive level and wish to accelerate their learning or be more aware of what areas will need to be developed, such as a different level of communication or execution as they make the next career move. It's also for product management executives who wish to refine their executive level skills. Sometimes we don't have the benefit of a mentor, and on-the-job training can sometimes only go so far, especially if you are entering uncharted territory with the company. This program can help expose you to additional tools, scenarios, experiences, and processes that could help you. We will be covering advanced product management topics, so it will be taught at the level of someone who has already had a fair number of years of product management experience, or at least exposure. How would this program benefit you? I'll go through 5 reasons, though there are many more. The first is in acknowledging and developing your leadership style so you can lead yourself and your organization through growth and change. At the executive level, you have so much more power. But as the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. So it's critical you understand your leadership style and how you impact others. And you can develop your capacity to exercise your leadership effectively and responsibly within your organization because then you can better understand how to affect change. As product managers progress in their careers, their responsibilities start to shift. We rely on our ability to lead through the organization, ability to influence and navigate through networks and to get the job done. And at the executive level, this ability to lead and influence continues and with greater impact. If you thought being a product manager was tough, having all that responsibility with no authority, just think of how it will be having to influence stakeholders at the executive level and who are all your peers. I found this quote from a Forbes article and thought it was insightful. The dynamics will change. You're a group to a group of other leaders. The second benefit is effectively building, developing, and retaining your teams. And that requires an understanding of your impact on group dynamics. I think it goes without saying that it's pretty hard to grow and develop a product team if you don't have a good hold on retention. Turnover costs can range from 93 to 200% of an exiting employee's salary. And I'll also note that this is from an article that's titled Voluntary Turnover. They usually leave their bosses and not their jobs. If you need to scale your team, retention is key. But this is not just about being a good manager. This is also about understanding your impact on group dynamics, on how to effectively use your networks, on how to scale a team in a sustainable way, and how to develop and manage product management culture. Most of us need to work hard to learn how to be good and effective managers and leaders. And as that responsibility grows, I challenge you to strive to be the executive that great team members want to work with, or be the executive that you would want to work with. Complementing the leadership sessions, we will have product management specific sessions that are taught by guest speakers who are currently heading up their product management organizations at their companies. They will give you insights into what they've learned, their successes and mistakes, and provide you with practical, actionable information that you can apply or look into applying once you get back home. Some of us don't have the benefit of mentors, especially at the executive level where there are fewer PM executives, or there are mentors available at the executive level, but they don't have insight into what product management specific challenges you might face. This program can help with that. And while many of us learn from on-the-job training, which I'm a big fan of, sometimes we don't have the luxury of time to learn from our mistakes. Sometimes we also don't have the financial leeway to make too many large-scale mistakes. So learn from those who have come before you. And as I like to think of it, don't repeat mistakes that you can already sidestep. If you're going to make mistakes, go make new ones that you can learn from. Another benefit of the program is the focus on critical softer skills that are often overlooked. Many feel like they've worked on areas like communications, negotiations, networking, and think they're all set. But these are skills that always could use refining. And now you're in an executive role where you're communicating with groups with whom you may not have had to before. A board, investors, strategic partners, the press. Your words have farther reach and bigger implications and impact. Your communication can potentially affect stock price, land or lose a key client or partner, trigger a lawsuit in extreme cases. The list can go on. You'll need to be ever mindful of your communication style and other soft skills. This program will help you refine and strengthen those skills and increase your self-awareness so you can maximize those soft skills to your advantage. Finally, I think we've probably all have already heard about how important it is to network. Most organizations don't have teams of product managers around, so oftentimes we hear how PMs feel they're alone in their situations. But after meeting other product managers, such as an event like PMF or a local meetup group, or reading articles and books, they realize that many of the problems they're facing are actually experienced by others too. This program will be bringing senior level product managers together. You will not only learn from the faculty, but also from each other. You'll become part of a community from which you will reap the benefits for years to come. This program is not possible without our faculty. Our program director is Professor Noah Askin, who is an assistant professor of organizational behavior at INSEAD, and he teaches the executive education classes as well as the organizational design and leadership courses in the core MBA program. He's also received an excellence in teaching from the dean, and he is also teaching with our guest speakers, who are product management executives at their respective organizations, who will be sharing their lessons learned with you. This is actually a group of faculty and advisors who assist us with the program, and some of them do teach. And so we will have a combination of NOAA and INSEAD professors, as well as 3 to 4 guest lecturers who will come for every program. For the interest of time, I won't go through every one of them, but they are listed on our website as well. The availability of the faculty team members may change for each specific program date. Here's a view to a sample schedule. The program is split within the week with 3 days of executive leadership sessions led by NOAA and 2 days of product management specific sessions. This is just a sample agenda. The actual program may vary. The classes will all be taught by a mixture of lecture, case studies, workshops, group exercises. And some of the topics, for example, are more about investigating and better understanding in your leadership style, how you can impact your organization, your team, using informal authority such as power and status to influence, and as well as also around scaling the product, the team, managing culture, stakeholder management, so a product portfolio management. And so this is just a combination of how the leadership and product management courses will be taught within the week. One question we get a lot of is what the feedback has been about the program. So I'd like to share some highlights with you. For example, this is a class from our June program last year. Of the 25 participants in that group, we had 9 C-levels. 4 were CPOs, and the others were CTOs, CMOs, COOs who had product reporting to them. We also had 7 VPs and heads of products, and 5 director and senior PM levels. They came from throughout Europe, the US, and Russia, and hailed from companies such as Booking.com, WeTransfer, Zipcar, Shipstead, and many others. The program received an NPS score of 87.5. And when we asked what was the single most important reason behind recommending the program, here are a few examples of the reasons cited. The content's precisely for the product leaders, so much valuable knowledge in just 5 days, the quality of the sessions and discussions with the other participants, the very stimulating program and group experience. So how can you become a part of this unique program? To apply for it, you can visit our website off the productmanagementfestival.com page or email us for the application. The email is right here, exec@productmanagementfestival.com. Applications are due to INSEAD by the deadline for the respective programs. They're also listed on our website. And you will subsequently receive an admissions notification decision from INSEAD. If you have questions at any time during this process or after this session, feel free to email us once again at exec@productmanagementfestival.com if you have any questions. So just a quick recap. We have upcoming 2 programs for the spring and for the fall, just outside of Paris. It'll be April 1st through 5th. We have a couple seats left for there. And then we have our September 2nd through 6th program. This is a 5-day program where 3 days are executive leadership and then 2 days are the product management specific ones. It is 9,200 euros. And if you want to have more information or you want to take a look at the application or the program brochure, you're welcome to visit our website. As we wrap up, I wanted to share a graphic that I saw courtesy of Professor Askin from a presentation that he did on the skills needed for a product manager. And he encapsulates very well what is needed to be a successful senior level PM. It's the brain of an engineer, the heart of a designer, the tongue of a diplomat, and my favorite, the herding skills of an Australian shepherd. We understand the types of challenges you face as a product manager, and this program can help you become a stronger product management executive and help you amplify your impact on the organization. And so with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. As I mentioned, here is our email address if you do have any questions. At this time, I'll go ahead and answer any questions that you may have. So one of the questions that we have is, what does the tuition cover? This would cover the program materials, the course, the sessions themselves, as well as the catering. I will make a note here that it does not cover the accommodations. What does happen when you were to receive the admissions notification is that NCI does make a hotel reservation automatically on your behalf. And that's just to ensure that you have housing for that week, because sometimes the rooms do get booked up very quickly, just depending on what's going on campus at that time. But once you receive the paperwork, you will have the option of being able to continue with that housing, or you can, of course, choose something on your own. And so that's completely up to you. And then at the end, the payment for the hotel would be on your behalf, would be your responsibility. And we have a question on what is included from the standpoint of networking type. So we will have some organized activities for the participants. And this is basically like an opening dinner, closing dinner, some networking activities in that sense. And this is a way for you to be able to talk and hang out with your other fellow participants outside of the classroom setting. But it's also a time for you to be able to interact with the faculty and just in a more social setting. Because the idea is that there's an ability for you to have some exchange that is sometimes not always just done in the classroom standpoint. The organized events that are after the class are not mandatory, but I would highly encourage you to attend them, because while you don't have to go, it is also a really great time for you to maximize your week on campus and with your fellow participants. Since everyone will be coming from over the world, it is one of those times where it's a nice, great setting for you to be able to interact with both the faculty and the participants. So I'd highly encourage it. But we do have a little bit of downtime. There's not always an organized activity every night, and that's just to be able to, we realize that you have day jobs, and so you will need some time also to check in with that as well. And then will every program have the same faculty members teaching? So I showed you the image of the folks that are teaching and also advising us. So we will have 3 to 4 faculty members, guest faculty members who will be joining Professor Askin. And the idea is that it'll be a different mix each time. And that's just partly is based on availability and scheduling. And so just trying to find the mix for the teachers to come out and then be able to provide a standard topics that will be covered in every program. However, depending on the mix of the faculty that will be coming, there might be a couple sessions that are a little bit unique to that particular program, just because there is perhaps an expertise provided by a particular guest faculty that would be able to take advantage of while they're there. And so we might have, for example, for a Singapore program, that might be something a little bit more around an APAC specific topic, and then might be something else for a different guest faculty at the different campuses. So it is a different mix each time. And so, but we do cover a base level of the different topics for each one, such as managing stakeholders, managing impact at scale, the leadership topics. So there's definitely courses that are going to be the same throughout. It's just that sometimes there will be a little bit of different perspective given just depending on the mix of guest lecturers. So I think those are all the questions for today. As I mentioned, please feel free to send us questions at exec@productmanagementfestival.com at any time, and we'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.